Hello,
Well, hey
everyone.
there.
Good morning. I just always panic a little bit. I hope you're all doing well. I always panic a little bit, like trying to pull the live streams up so I can see everything too and view the comments. I'm like, it's not popping up. It's not popping up. It's
Oh
not popping
no.
up for like 15 seconds. I'm like, come on, come on, come on. I'm here. We made it. Good morning,
We
Dan.
made
Hope
it.
you're doing well. Matt here. I'm the community manager. Dan, you're the senior product educator.
You got it.
There we go. And we are here with Coffee and Questions, where we're going to answer your live streaming related questions or whatever. If you have other questions, that's fine too. To help you make better live streams. So
Yeah, we've got our coffee here. We just need the questions now. So
we need the questions. Yep. So we'll give it a few minutes here and we'll let the questions roll in. Please drop them in the comments. We usually try to do this for about 45 minutes to an hour, right there every Monday. We've been talking about doing other days, other times, more to come.
I feel like I'll shout that out right here off the bat. If you're watching this not live but after the fact, and you're like, dang, I really wish I could have caught one of these live.
Yep.
And Monday at 9:30 Eastern doesn't work for you, let us know what times are better for you all. Because we can switch these around.
Just like a little bit later, so I can sleep in a little bit. That'd be fine. Just kidding. I feel great. Good morning. Good morning. I see some questions popping in already here, Dan, on YouTube. How do I select this from Gaina? How do I select a mic for audio that is not the source?
So audio is kind of interesting within Switcher Studio. It's whatever's recorded and live stream is what's going to be going in through your main iOS device. So if you have a remote camera connected, you're not able to bring that in as an audio source, at least not right now. That's something we've had conversations around, and we need to figure out the best way to do that. And it could be something down the road, but for right now, you'll have to plug it into that main iOS device, the iPhone or iPad that's running Switcher. Of course, if you need multiple mics, you can look at something like an audio mixer or some other options there's like the iRig Duo has that and some other things. So there's ways to get multiple mics into an iPad or iPhone. And then, of course, there's also, if you have like a remote guest, then their audio is going to be able to come through as well from that other location. So
nice.
Yeah.
Hopefully that helps. Yeah. Great question. And here's one right here on YouTube as well. Make space for Ace. Good morning. Can you stream to YouTube and Facebook at the same time? Yes,
boy, do I have some news for you. If you go to facebook.com/Switcher Studio right now, you are going to see the exact same live stream as you're seeing right here on YouTube. Yes,
hello,
we are live.
Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. Dan, you want to kind of give a little heads up on where that is on the app? Can you show that?
Yeah, I just realized I didn't put my lights on again. I'm just using
let there be a light.
Much better.
You look brighter.
We can oh no. I'm I am a
whole.
I created a new account and set it all up, and I'm logged into the wrong one here. But
there we go.
Outputs, you're going to see multi-streaming. I promise you it'll be there. I just was doing some funky testing the other day and logged into the wrong account here.
Whoopsie. All right. So
let
me
show you here too. You can also get it over here on the Switcher Studio dashboard. So I'm at switcherstudio.com, and then I use the login in the upper right. If you come here to platforms, you're going to see multi-streaming as an option.
Yeah.
So that's how you can do some multi-stream and set it up.
And it is in the app, just Dan is running a weird version. So if you look for it there.
That's me. Dang, I thought I fixed
that.
So,
yep, absolutely. You can. So there you go. All right. Heading over to Facebook, Dan. You good?
Yeah. I just want here's a question. What's up, fellas?
What's up? Here's what's up. I played hockey last night and a puck hit me in the toe on a slap shot. And you think your skates are going to protect your feet, but they're not. And my big toe is bruised, and now I'm gingerly trying not to bump it on anything under my desk. Yikes. That's what's up for me.
That's what's up there. Okay, there's the hockey shout out. We need to have one. I feel like on every one of these
every Monday. Yeah, every Monday. There you go. All right, Igor here on Facebook says, which lower third creates your great looking subtitles with graphics?
Which lower third creates your great looking? Are you talking about the ones that I'm using here Like if I put this up here, that ask your Switcher Studio questions, because if so, then those are just PNGs that one of our team members created for us, and she actually created some new ones for us. So shout out to Caitlin Priest again. She does some awesome stuff. But yeah, so that is how we're bringing them in. We're just bringing them in as an overlay, and yeah, just able to tap them. I use the Switcher Cloud to bring them in, but you can also, of course, get them onto the camera roll as well. I can show you, like, if you, I'm going to do that in this, the plus icon down here at the bottom. And if I come over here to like text and graphics, here's where you can get to a lot of that stuff. So this is some of the dynamic ones that you can create, like lower thirds, and these can.
Yeah, they were asking about the one with the paintbrush effect.
Okay,
so
the
yeah,
paintbrush effect.
That's one.
Sorry, those are just PNGs that are one of our team members who is very good in Illustrator did for us.
Yep, and you can import those via the cloud, or yeah, there you go. Hello, guys from Brazil. Hello, good morning.
So I'm just tapping through some of these. I'm gonna let you talk, and I'm gonna turn my other light on
Yeah.
now.
Oh, there you go. Reach, you're getting it, Dan. See, Dan was mostly ready this morning.
I could have turned it on. I just didn't.
There we go. There you go.
Do it live, right?
Do it live. That's right. So, hey, if you're just joining us, please ask your questions in the comments here. Dan and I, we do this for you all. We want to help you make better live streams. So,
here's an interesting one on Facebook I like.
All right, go for it.
And I feel like we can solve this problem here. It says I can only use Switcher Studio when I have enough storage on my phone. That is something like that is if you're recording to that device. Yes, that is the case. But we can actually get around that. Like if you're live streaming and the live stream is the only important part. Let me swap back over here again. Come down here. So in the outputs tab, just scroll on down. And you see this recording here under advanced settings. You can come in here and you can choose to toggle. Like, so this is a record remote cameras. I have that off already because I don't need those recorded. But you see this record live output. I can turn that off. And now, if you notice at the upper right here next to the record button or go live button, it just says live now. And that's because now we're just worried about going live. Something else you can do is if you're multi-streaming with Switcher Studio, you can enable cloud recording, which is going to basically take the exact same video that would have been recorded here, and it's going to save it to the Switcher Studio cloud, and that'll be available for you to download afterwards. So it's a way to get a recording without having to record directly onto that device. So yeah, if you're running out of storage, that's a good way to free up some space. You can also delete old videos that you've created with Switcher that are eating up space as well. I like that question.
Great question. Yep, great question. It's good to learn things. All right, Igor is saying they can't see how to put in a JPEG. Put the JPEG in.
Okay, let me. Sorry, I'm going through saying.
Nope. Good morning, David. I'm glad it's sunny there. It's going to be super hot here again today. I'm ready for the fall.
I don't see that one. Which one are you saying?
It's.
But Facebook. I don't see how to put a JPEG in. Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. Yeah, we will. I can show you that. Yep. All right, I'll show you the iPad again. So plus icon, and then come over here to photo, and you have some different options here. So you have photo library. That's going to be anything that's on this device's camera roll. So if you like airdropped it, if you have a Mac and you airdrop that file onto the photo library, you can bring it in that way. Or I recommend using Switcher Cloud as a great option, and I will just swap over here to the dashboard. Again, switcherstudio.com on this computer, and if you create that file, that picture or PNG, JPEG, whatever it is, and you come here to Switcher Cloud, you have this option. So here's a whole bunch I have already saved, but if we come in here to the plus icon, we can just drag and drop that file there, and then from within Switcher Studio, I could then tap the Switcher Cloud, and it's going to sync automatically. Of course, this one I don't have any assets on because this is my test account, and I didn't put any on there yet. But they would show up there, and you could download them that way. Yep. So let's go to the photo library. I'll show you. So I think this is a PNG, but it'll work the exact same. Notice there's black on the sides here. Sorry, is there
I
more?
was going to say, Ed is saying something about discussing a PNG overlay. Again, like, yeah, if you're asking how to do it,
Okay.
yes, that's what we're showing.
Yeah.
Go for it. You can keep talking.
I see Ed's mentioned the overlay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just so a PNG, the difference between like a JPEG versus PNG is a PNG has that transparency behind it. So notice how there's like black on the side here, but if I choose overlay, that black's gone, and now I have just the file here. There's no like white or extra around it, so I can move this logo around where I want it to be on screen, and then tap done, and have that be right here, ready to go.
Yep. Nice.
Good questions. I see.
Okay. Yep. Great questions here.
Kevin
Morning,
says
Kevin.
+1 for the block shot. Good job.
Oh, well,
you know just
doing what I
don't
can
stand
do.
on your foot now.
Feels so good.
Just
I know.
Yeah, we gotta get the hockey shout outs. I'm liking those. I'm glad it goes to the summer still, when you're playing.
Yeah, we just keep going. All right, here's a question on Facebook from Peterson. Using the Rodecaster, cannot hear my guest inside switcher. I need help.
Okay. I don't have the Rodecaster in front of me. We have one at the office that I can tell you. So we might have, maybe if somebody on the switcher team, I'm just gonna do like the whoever's watching right now, which is always difficult because then like you might get like 6 responses all the same. But if we go to the help center and search mix minus, do we have an article about that? And basically we just need to allow the audio to come from the iPad as well. First of all, you'll have to be using USB audio from the Rodecaster, so you'll have to be running the USB-C out from the Rodecaster into your iPad that's running, or iPhone that's running Switcher Studio, and then we'll enable mix minus within the Rodecaster Pro, and that way we can get the audio from Switcher and show it in there, and then you'll be able to hear it in your headphones. That is how we set it up.
I think Claire is in the chat here, so I think she
perfect. Yeah,
I
think there's an article that has something about it, but if not, if you search like Rodecaster Pro and mix minus or something, it'll show up. But if you give that a try, I think you're gonna find out it works well. And if that's not it, then you can. I'm going to use one of our one of these new overlays that Katie made for us, or Caitlin. Excuse me. We have too many Caitlin's on the team. But yeah, if you start having problems, email support@switcherstudio.com, and we can help you out there as well.
Yep.
That's a really big.
Awesome.
I'm going to make that smaller.
I was just thinking the same thing, but I wasn't going to call you out live.
You're just going to send me a passive aggressive message afterwards.
I was going to make an
email support@switcherstudio.com.
What is wrong with Dan's sizing? What is he doing? Okay, going back over here to YouTube. Mark, if I'm doing a VR shoot using 5 cameras, can I upload all of those to the cloud at once so I have the originals preserved for later post?
A VR shoot. Like, is it virtual reality? Or does their VR stand for something different?
Video recording.
VR shoot using 5 cameras. Can I upload all those to the cloud at once? So no, you can't. We can record it's just going to record the cloud recording. Just records like the main output of whatever's being sent to the cloud. However, you can check out director mode for some options for recording on remote cameras, or again, you can come in here to the outputs tab and just toggle on record remote cameras, and you'd still have to get all those files off and like do the editing afterwards. But yeah, no way to get all those remote cameras as well to the cloud. Good questions.
That is a great question here. Let's see. Richard here on YouTube is asking, can you recommend a router for use in recording at locations with no internet service?
So I'm assuming for just recording, because if you're live, of course, you're going to have to bring some internet in. And we've seen people have good results with like the Netgear Nighthawks. And it's really going to come down to what provider works well in your area. I always recommend getting a hotspot that has a Ethernet port on it, so you can plug in a local network, and that is what we need for recording. And in the past, what I've used, again, it is going to depend on like how far the cameras need to be apart, how many cameras do you need to connect, et cetera, et cetera. Because if it's like two cameras and they're going to be close to each other, just use your phone's mobile hotspot. We don't use data when we're just recording, and you'll be able to, bring in audio that way, or not audio, get the video done that way. But I've used typically in the past, I've used the Nest routers of the Google Home, the Google Pucks have worked really well for me. I like them because they have USB-C as their plug-in and can be run off of a battery. So if you had, I think I have one here just lying out. Yeah, I don't know why this is here, but if you have like an Anchor battery, like one of these, get it out. I mean, it's just a giant, battery. You could actually charge it from these, so you don't even have power out there. That's how a while ago I did a live stream from a golf course in Lake Tahoe, and we had like 3 or 4 Google Pucks, and they were all running off of these. Honestly, it was probably this battery right here had one of them on it. So work well. You can add the mesh networking if you need to. Honestly, any router will work. If it's a newer router, I don't want to say any router will work, because if you just have something that's really, really old, it's not going to be great. I know guys like the WeStream guys, who I think Kevin was in here, they're using like a gaming router. So if your budget has the space for it, getting a really high-end gaming router can help, because those are ready to handle a whole lot of, or process a whole lot of data all at once. So, you can have all those videos being sent back and forth between each other.
Yep.
So that's what I would say. That's
great
a whole
question.
lot of information there.
Hopefully that helped you. On Facebook here, Lewis, I hope I'm saying that right. It's possible with more integrations with Twitch. Put chat on the screen.
Did you send 2 questions?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes, there's one above that as well.
Faked us out.
We can answer them both. They were both on my list to answer.
Okay.
You want to start with that one? It's already up. Go for it.
Yeah, you can GIF animations. Not really right now. I think there are some like workarounds with the getting rid of the black backgrounds in Switcher. But I don't you can't just download a GIF or something and then upload it and have it be in here.
Yep.
Good ideas.
And then just above that or below that, Dan, or however you're scrolling.
It's above it.
Question about Twitch. Is it possible to put the chat on the screen? Not a single comment, all comments. Not yet. That's definitely it's been talked about. I know that a lot of Twitch streamers, that's kind of their jam, and that's their go-to, so you can upload it later to YouTube.
I would love to see something like that.
Yeah, as of now, not yet.
But stay tuned. Keep on the lookout. I'm not saying we're working on this right now and it's going to be out in the next release, but these are the things that we want to see and want to get into Switcher, and we're trying to create these new features for new verticals, new different people using Switcher, but we don't ever want to lose focus of you all and the people who are using Switcher. So we do have plans to, add these sorts of things in the future. Good questions. And again, if you guys have those, I think it's this one, right? No. Yeah, there it is. Have a great idea. Again, new from Caitlin. Super snazzy.
Okay. Let's see what else we have here. Go here on Facebook again. Hi, it's Nart.
Ed also mentioned this. Sorry, I'm going to go back to.
Go ahead. Yeah, have at it.
Yeah, talking about that too. If that is something I've definitely done this before. If you don't, you need to make sure that audio levels from there are plugged up. So, yeah, on the Rodecaster, if you have Mix Minus enabled and you're not hearing it, yeah. Turn up the audio on that level and see if that helps out.
That would be hopefully an easy
good
fix
point.
Here.
Yep.
Okay, right below that. What is a workaround can be implemented to allow live music play over the video chat? I know there are restrictions because of how audio is processed. The voice chat, but is there any kind of solution for a very short live music?
Oh, there it is. Okay. was like, I don't see it, but I was just seeing hi, it's Nart. um,
Oh, sorry.
and I was
Good
like, I
morning.
was missing it. Yeah.
Good day.
I know the restrictions process over video chat. Okay, but allow live music. Yeah, I don't know if live. Like, I think if you're talking about having like, I'm gonna play the guitar over there here, and Matt's gonna play his trombone there, and we're gonna try and sync them up. It's just, yeah, we can't solve for physics, unfortunately. But like I remember during like the beginning of the pandemic, there was a story on NPR I was listening to that was talking about this and how they were able to do it. I'll just like, before I get off on this tangent, I would not recommend doing video chat and live audio or live music. I don't think it would work. I think you guys would be off each other, but yeah, I think they're talking about like, I don't remember, like there was a delay that was built in, and like everybody had like a metronome that they started on a website or something, or the website did. I don't know. It was really interesting. I'm gonna butcher the story if I said any more about it, so I'm just gonna stop. But
I never understand how people can sing songs together on Zoom calls. It's just, I don't know. It seems off to me. Well, I'm sorry that I didn't answer your question, or maybe it did.
Yeah, I know, like, you know, the way that the stuff gets transferred around, yeah, it's just not really possible with where we are in today.
All right, heading over here to YouTube, 5-star live entertainment. I notice when I use more than 2 iOS devices for cameras, I tend to have latency issues. Why? And I was wired in.
You're wired in, okay, and you're having latency issues. So it still could be that network or that router you're using. That's the first thing I would check, is that router. If it's really old, or if it's out of date, like just something you got from your internet service provider, it might be time to look at upgrading it. A lot of times if you call up that ISP and tell them what you're trying to do, and they realize that, okay, your router is really old, they'll replace it for free for you with a new one, just because they want to keep you as a customer, and that's an easy way to do it. The other thing I will say, and something to check out if you haven't done this already, is in the Outputs tab, scroll down to Wi-Fi camera communication, and if you're on standard Wi-Fi or low latency mode, switch that to reinforced Wi-Fi, because that gives the router and the network more time to connect and help. Now, I'll also mention that I'll also mention that. Sorry, I'm like seeing messages come through, and I'm like getting jabberbrained. Yeah, like that, like switching to reinforced Wi-Fi mode might not fix your problems in the long run. Like I'd still recommend checking out and seeing if you can update that router if it is that, because you know that router is just going to continue to get older. The other thing to check out is the blue eye up here in Switcher. Tap on that and you'll see like CPU load and stuff down here. See if you can determine, I think what's the other word? It's like packet loss. You can see, is it one camera that's constantly causing the problems for you, or is it something different?
It just depending on what device you're using as well. Like if it's an older iPhone, like typically those ones are going to give more issues.
Exactly. Yep.
So check that out.
Sorry,
hopefully that helps. Let us know. Like we answer these questions, and we don't always know if the solutions we give you help. So let us know. You can find us in the Facebook group, Switcher Studio Enthusiasts, or you can.
I've got a thing for that. Later. Don't I? Didn't I have a new one?
I don't know. Maybe I can't see what you see. I can see you.
Darn it!
I can see chats. It's here somewhere. Hey, podcast doctor says, "What's up, my brothers?" Well, he just says, "What's up, brothers?" It's my birthday. Happy birthday, Phil.
Hey, happy birthday.
Yeah. Hope you're having a great day.
Oh, man, I'm seeing tons of comments coming through here. Yeah. Make sure we get to some good questions. Okay, I'll say that now, you know, like if we don't get to your exact question right here, because like I usually start at like the last question, just slowly scroll through. So, you know, if we don't get to everyone's question, or, you know, we skip some, just know that we can come back through and answer those questions after the fact as well.
Yeah, I'll just go back real quick here to 5-star live. Just making sure you're also resetting your router. Did we mention that? Turn off, turn back on before your live streams. Awesome. Let's see here.
I'm gonna just keep going.
Yep.
I
Anyone
think
you see
Ed's
you want to
asking about
grab
this
here?
battery. Yep, I think that is the exact one I have.
It's a good one. Okay. Here's one from Paul on YouTube. We use Switcher every day, but every time I would plug in an external HDMI for people viewing locally, I would lose the audio source all plugged into hub. Audio would revert to built-in audio.
This
Is this
is
a... Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say this is a great moment to talk about that. That's just a way that iOS works. It's just constantly on the lookout for what's the newest audio connection. And when you plug HDMI, since audio can run both ways through an HDMI, I think that's true. Either way, it basically when you're plugging in HDMI, it's saying, hey, that's my audio source now. So it's using HDMI as your audio. So basically when it comes down to it, especially if you're using HDMI, plug your audio in last, because it's saying, okay, basically the iPad or iPhone is saying, hey, this HDMI is what I need to use for audio. And then once you plug in your other audio source, it's gonna be like, oh, wait, no, this is what I need. Versus if you plug your audio source in, it's like, great, this sounds perfect. And then you plug in your HDMI, it says, oh, here's a new one. I'm going to use that instead. So, yeah, unplug, replug your audio in. And when you're setting up, plug your HDMI in first and then plug in your other audio and it'll work no problem.
Great. Yeah. And Phil here says the same thing. Just plug your audio in.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here.
Answering all sorts of good stuff here. That's a good point. Dom did mention, I forgot that he said he was wired in, and yeah, the reinforced Wi-Fi mode wouldn't help as much with that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think yeah, just the checking out that router is where I would 100% check. The other thing I would say is if it's just an older device. But yeah, that's a great point, Dom. Since you were wired in, it would not be that. But for those of you other people out there, reinforced Wi-Fi mode can definitely help.
All right. Ed here on Facebook wants to know Apple Pencil or wireless mouse.
Which one would we use?
I would always use a mouse personally.
Or like for switching and stuff? Like, can you do that?
Well, I don't know, maybe just in life.
Or is he just saying, hey, I want both those to be, I mean, you can tap the screen with a Apple. I'll be honest, like I have an Apple Pencil here for my old iPad. I can't tell you the last time I've used it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, I mean, I love it and it's super cool and super useful. I just don't use it for some reason.
My kids like to use Procreate and draw stuff, so I've thought about getting an Apple Pencil for that, but they just use their finger.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. And
It's this which is best for you? I think I'm a mouse guy too when it comes down to it.
I'm just used to it. All right. Nart here on Facebook had an issue with my iPod, connected it as main camera, and had 4 guests on video chat. The iPod was on its battery and it went. Connected it to a charger, and there was a huge latency from the main camera only. So I had to connect through Switcher iPad.
So I think what you're saying is the issue only happened when you went to battery. Or when you went to connected, when you plugged it in. I'm wondering how, like, if it's an iPod especially, I know those are starting to get phased out, and it might be just the age of the device. My other thought is, I'm curious if, like, what happened was you were on battery, and then when the battery got low, that's when you plugged it in, and the iPod was kind of conserving itself, like trying to stay within power and not shut down. So like did like a low power mode or something and stopped, working on at the highest capacity as a result, and that caused the latency.
Cool. Over on YouTube, From JT Wild. I haven't used my switcher in a while because when I'm trying to play guitar and sing through it, the compression ratio messes up the sound. Is that fixed yet?
I'm going to be honest. I am not the person to answer that question right now. Well, that's one. Can we get back to you and let you know? We'll find that information out. I don't.
Yeah. Well, JT, you wouldn't mind honestly sending us just a message at support. They will be.
Yeah, that might be
there.
even better. Yeah,
you'll get a
put
quicker
that up
answer
there again. The reason is that in the center. Sorry, I'm like.
Well, it's not. I was going to tell you later, but.
Okay. Oh boy. Yeah. No. What I'm just gonna say with it is, yeah. I'm not entirely sure on what our compression or how we can do that. But if you email us support@switcher, we can get you in touch with one of our audio experts and the engineering team as well. And I'm sure someone can give you the full answer there on what's going on or ways to mitigate that. That's a great question and not something I'm. I wouldn't be comfortable giving you a full-on answer right now. So,
yeah. All right, jumping back over to Facebook from Timothy. Why does the broadcast take so long to end in the new feature that keeps your live stream from ending during actual live stream?
Okay, why does the broadcast take so long to end in the new feature that keeps your live from ending during? I'm not entirely sure what's going on here.
My guess is why is it taking so long to end? When they stop the live
stream? Typically, if you're like stuck on that end screen where it says, ending live video and it's taken a really long time, that's typically a result of low network and the network's having trouble keeping up with the video. So you can tell, like while you're live, there should be like a little green circle up here, and that might turn yellow or red if the network drops out. And I'm like my hunch right now without more information is what's going on is that's going yellow and the video is just taking forever to finish uploading. Because the network's just not good enough to keep up with it. So a couple ways to mitigate that is, well, A, try a different network if possible. And then B, you can try streaming at a lower quality.
Yep. Cool. Good question. All right, back to YouTube here from Music Mountain. I'm trying to record a drum performance with 2 iOS devices, also trying to record the output. Question is, will the iPad as the controller be sucking a lot of battery during recording and switching?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like when you're having these iPads run at max capacity, the battery does drain faster, but you can plug in, even bringing audio in as well. I wish I could show you exactly, but like I use the Apple multi-port adapter, and that has a USB-A.
You want to connect a camera and show it? You want to connect your phone?
I think I have.
I actually really enjoy it just to see how well you do.
Okay, all right. You know what? Launch the switcher. Let's add an input. Dan's iPhone XS. Okay, okay, it's right here. Find my coffee. I'm not showing you guys right now. I'll swap over to that in a sec. Sorry, give me a moment. So yeah, this is what I'm using to bring my audio in. So as you see, I've got the charge port here. There's the HDMI that we kind of talked about, but then here's the USB-A. So this USB-A is running around to my microphone right here. So that's how I'm bringing my audio in. And yeah, you can charge as well. So that's kind of what I recommend, doing something like that for bringing your audio in. And this process works the same if you're doing, really any USB audio source. Like this process is the exact same as how it would if I was doing like a Rodecaster Pro or something similar. And then we'll stop there. Hopefully that answers the question again. If not,
good answer. Okay, let's see here.
I saw this one come up a couple times talking about a Canon without being hardwired to a computer. The short answer is that's really the only way. Switcher is iPhones and iPads only as direct connections, and then with the remote guest, you can do anything that shows up as a webcam. So that would include the cameras. But no, you cannot bring a Canon camera directly into Switcher without it being hardwired to a computer. Just to make sure. I think I saw that one come up a couple of times, so I want to make sure those people get that answer.
Okay. Here on Facebook from Steve. Sorry, I'm late to the party, but we are having an audio issue as well. I used to be able to monitor and mix sound by turning on the audio monitoring button. I can no longer hear audio when I do that. Has anything changed in that arena that I have missed? And their sound goes through iRig, by the way.
So going through an iRig. And they have, let's see, I'm going to come over here. Let me, as I kind of talk through this one myself here. I can no longer hear audio.
It's good for them.
Because you're turning the audio monitoring on here. Try toggling voice mode. See if that helps you out as well. If not, if you have an iRig, that also has the headphone port on it. That allows you to monitor the audio. And that's the audio. I think especially the newer ones have the toggle that lets you monitor basically what's coming from the iPad or what's going to be sent out. So I'd almost say plug it into the headphone port on the iRig and monitor it that way.
Is there a certain iRig that they would need for that?
Actually, I think that's what they're doing. I have a feeling that's what they're doing right now. Yeah, check out the voice mode. Toggle the voice mode on and off and see if that helps you. But yeah, nothing's changed. That should still work, no problem.
Okay.
Sorry,
No, you're great. I think, yeah, let us know if that's what you're doing or if that helps, Steve. Great. Okay, let's see here.
I see this one from Dom on Facebook just talking about, and he's going to be seeing it here. Is there an update that likely be an update that allows Switcher to auto scale text from larger comments? I want to say like this is something we want to explore and fix. I'm just not like, I don't know how much of that how much control we have over that from Facebook and YouTube. But obviously we want to show the whole, because, you know, you guys are just seeing like the first little bit. And if someone like writes like, hey, and then a couple spaces, you know, to like write their paragraph or whatever it is, we don't see that. So, yeah, not sure. Like we'll continue to have those conversations to put something out there. But yeah, right now only the short ones will show up full. I know it does switch if you're doing vertical video. It does show a lot more of the comment just because of how it generates from there.
This isn't a question, Dan, but I think it's worth discussing. With 8.0, people saw we released Carter and a Shopify integration, but what we didn't really hear a lot about, and we're trying to like make sure everyone knows about it, is the RTMP reconnect. That also came out. Do you want to show that over there and explain a little bit more about it?
Sure. I can mention that. Come over here. So like, again, I'm in the outputs tab and here's this RTMP reconnect. And this is another thing that we can talk about for if you are having networking issues or the stream drops out for a moment or something. Before you had that like stop recording plus broadcast or continue recording. And basically your options were completely stop the broadcast altogether, but have your recording be intact. Or you do the stop recording plus broadcast and you could try and go live again. And if it came back within a minute or so, your live stream came back where it left off, or not from where it left off. You had that gap from when you weren't live and your recording would be broken up into 2 bits. But now with this RTMP reconnect option, we basically do that. It allows you to do that, you know, like stop recording, broadcast, and go live, but the recording continues, so you don't lose any recording. And then on your destination, wherever the video is being sent to, how it shows up for them is like the stream might buffer for a second, but then it goes to real time, so where it's happening. So the people watching live might miss like 5 seconds or something, but the entire video, we're able to kind of backdate it or backfill that video that wasn't there and send that to Facebook or whatever the destination is, so it's there available for playback after the fact as well. So I think a really good thing that we added.
Yep, I agree. I just want to make sure that was mentioned, so in case you all didn't know, now you know. Okay. Point. Phil, podcast doctor here on YouTube, is asking, what would you guys say optimal upload speed for 1080 streaming would be?
Okay, 1080p streaming. I feel like the minimum would be like 10 megabits
That's
of
what I was
upload,
going to
but
say.
that's
Yeah.
you want to have that be a constant speed. So if it drops down below that often, then you might have issues. Like I don't think I would do a live stream under 15 to 20 upload at 1080p.
I think 10 is the bare minimum. Just making sure it's, like Dan said, a consistent 10. But I would aim higher than that. But test beforehand just to make sure. I know everyone wants the highest quality image they possibly can, but also remembering that most people are probably watching right here in their hands, and they're not going to it's not going to make much of a difference. So, hopefully that helps you there, Phil.
All
right, so
here said.
Oh, yeah,
sorry, this is Tim. This said the reconnect saved my life yesterday. Yeah, glad it worked out.
I'm glad it's working out. Super Drummer Boy here on YouTube. So I use Caster IO for multicast. Will there ever be a built-in feature to go live on multiple platforms through Switcher? If not, is there a site that works best with Switcher? Well,
there is a site that works best for Switcher, and it is switcherstudio.com.
Yep.
And 7.0, Switcher released the ability to do multi-streaming. So you, on your basic account, will be able to do 2 streaming destinations. So Facebook and YouTube are the 2 most common, and then there's also the options for custom RTMP in there as well. So yeah, you can actually do simulcasting or multi-streaming within Switcher. And that's actually what we're doing right now. We're live. You're watching on YouTube, but you might have seen some Facebook comments come through, and that's because we were live on Facebook as well.
Yep. You can find that on the Switcher dashboard, switcherstudio.com. Just log into your dashboard, or you can do it right in the app. So hopefully that helps you and saves you some money.
I like this. Can we do a poll when multi-streaming? You sure can. I'm almost positive. I'm gonna, I'll do a test next time. I don't know. Can I create a poll for this one right now?
Yes.
Because I think, don't you have to do it on the back end?
I have not created a poll, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, we can't. Like, I'd have to check it. We'll do some checking. I'll let you know, or try and look into that. But my understanding would be yes, you can. For those who don't know, you could put a poll on screen and people can vote for it. I thought that was a Facebook feature though, and I see you're on YouTube, so I don't know if you're doing one on YouTube as well. But I have a feeling like if you set up a poll through, say, Facebook, then it might show up on screen. Well, actually, it wouldn't show up on screen for YouTube. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some testing on it. My understanding is you could, but it would only be for that one destination. But definitely something we can look into and see. Great question.
Okay. Yep. That's a good question here.
I'll just mention this last thing from Timothy, that because he's talking about the RTMP reconnect, and yes, like everything will be there. So if you go back and watch it, even the part where it dropped out a little bit, if you're using the RTMP reconnect, that part will still be part of the recording for after the fact.
Okay, let's see here. Kind of slowing down the questions. Looks like we have a few more here. I see one from Think More on YouTube. Hello, good morning. I want to switch over from Prism to your app. Do you guys have an adaptive bitrate? And again, I don't know anything about bitrates, so I hope you do, Dan.
I know. I'm going to. I can show you here. So I've just enabled director mode on this one. I know director mode is where we kind of go into the bit rates. I don't think we really have like the recording. So there's your options. Again, I'm not one of the engineers who's really doing this, but I can kind of hop in there a little more. And I know like you can come in here and adjust the bit rates and bump them way up if you needed to. But I think by default it is gonna try and keep up with what's best for your live.
Right. I'm always afraid to mess with stuff like that because I'm afraid I'll just mess it up completely. There are a lot of you all really smart and wise in that area, so I'll leave it to you all.
Mm-hmm.
Great question. Hopefully that helps. And if it doesn't help and you want more information, you can send us a message, support@switcherstudio.com, and we'll have one of our audio gurus help you out there.
I see this one just talking about a portable Wi-Fi device, and yeah, a hotspot. We kind of mentioned this one earlier in the podcast. Doctor said the Netgear Nighthawk. Big thing, I would say, like easiest answer is who has really good coverage in your area. Like Netgear works really well with the AT&T group, so just call them up, tell them what you're trying to do, and like I said before, I recommend trying to get something like the Netgear Nighthawk that has an Ethernet port on it, so you could create your own local network and use that just for the streaming.
All right. I think more also says that the Prism is ending their live streams because I get a lot of big super chats. Does the Switcher app do that as well, or no? This is not something I've heard of.
Yeah, so super chats are a thing on YouTube where, like, when something like when I think it's like when a donation comes in or something, it'll pop up on screen. It's similar to like the Twitch interface where, like, you know, like if you get a is it bits? Is that what they're called?
Bits,
or,
yeah,
bits or things like that, or donations. So yeah, stuff we're looking into and trying to figure out the best way. But right now you're just kind of tapping on the comments as they come in that you want to display on screen. So definitely things we can implement and look into the future.
The Switcher does not end your live stream because of that.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I don't understand. Yeah, that's weird if that's the case. Yeah, Switcher would never end your live stream because you're getting a lot of big super chats. I don't understand why that would be going on.
Yeah, and I've not heard anything like that before. Ed's wondering about, he says when he goes to Speed of Me, he's getting 150, but when he goes through Switcher, it's always around 7 or 15. I'm guessing talking about speeds here, obviously speeds.
Yeah, if you do the speed test within Switcher, that is connecting directly to the Facebook servers. So like that's the direct connection from your internet to Facebook, which is why it can vary sometimes, just depending on like the server locations and stuff, what's going on. So yeah, it's one of those weird things. I don't know. You might be able to talk to your ISP and see if if something weird's going on there. I know speedofme.me normally, like they don't do the thing. Like I know some of the other ones will give you like an inflated number, but I don't think Speed of Me does that. So yeah, I'd be interested to see what's going on.
Okay. Let's see here. Do a couple more before we end, and let's see here.
Yeah, I see like Dom over there is mentioning to think more, and I saw him pop over into the YouTube chat as well. Yeah, I'd be curious as to. I was like, he's probably someone to talk to if he's still hanging out here.
Yeah. Grace Presbyterian Church on YouTube here saying we did our first multi-stream yesterday. How do we place the live stream in our video library, or can it go directly to the video library?
Which video library are we talking about? Because like the places that they'll go is if you're recording to your main device, it'll be available there. And then on YouTube, okay, I think YouTube and wherever else you're streaming to, it should show up automatically. I know there's like a different tab in YouTube for like, it says live stream, like there's videos and live streams. I don't know if you can swap them or put them over. You might be able to re-upload the live stream and put it on that main video library. But if you go to like your kind of area, or like the creator studio, or I think is what it's called, and you go to my videos, there's a tab at the top which you can switch to see the live streams as well.
Maybe you're talking about putting them in different folders. What do they call it on YouTube? Different playlists. There we go, playlists. But yeah, you can definitely do that in your studio on YouTube or on Facebook as well. Like you can edit, delete there as well if you wanted, or hopefully that answers your question. Okay, looks like Dom's answering some questions here for us. Thanks, Dom. Appreciate that. Anything else here, Dan?
I think I'm getting towards the end. Again, like I'll mention, if we didn't get to everyone's question, or if you're watching this after the fact and you have a question, you can try and catch us live at one of the other times, or as always, you can put it, just answer or ask your question anyways, and we can hop in the comments afterwards and answer them for you.
Okay, we're going to answer one more here from Joseph, just came in on YouTube, and then we're going to hit the old dusty trail. Hi, guys. I have an iPad Pro with hotspot on it. I try to use my iPhone for the second camera, and it's not working. Please help.
I try using my iPhone for the second camera. Make sure that you, both of those are using the hotspot connection is kind of the biggest thing. You'll need to make sure both of them are on the same Wi-Fi network, and then you can also try the device URL if that doesn't show up. But yeah, it should be there. Make sure switcher's running on both. Have that iPhone using the hotspot. Have the iPad also on the hotspot, and go for it.
Yep. And think more. You can go to our website, switcherstudio.com. There's a whole area with pricing there, right in the middle of the page that opens. Says pricing. So I can't post links on the YouTube. Or Claire, if you're there, you want to post a link to that, that would be awesome. Yeah. Anything else, Dan?
I think that's it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think it's going to wrap us up here, folks.
Yep. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us today. If you haven't already, please head over to the App Store and give us a 5-star review real quick, or just give us a review. Honestly, your reviews help us reach more people and help us make a better app. So please do that. Also, if you haven't already, join our Discord. We'd love to have you there. Join in on the conversation. Help us sharpen each other and make better live streams. Dan, thank you so much for your knowledge today. Everyone, thank you for your questions. We'll be back next Monday on YouTube. We'll also be live in our Facebook group, Switcher Studio Enthusiasts. I'm just fumbling over my words here at the end to answer more of your questions. And if you have a question in the meantime, please send us a message at support@switcherstudio.com, and we'll take care of you. Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, Dan. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you later on. Peace.